Hey guys, happy Thursday. So excited to be here with you guys again. Today we are talking about the three essentials that I do daily to keep myself going after my weight loss. And now I'm starting to try to build muscle and get really fit and get back into those things like stretching and being flexible and building muscle because at 50, almost 51, um, building muscle is really, really important. You know, as we're getting older, we want to build those muscles. And you guys, it's lean muscles. So that makes us look totally different, which I'm really starting to enjoy. The difference in what my body is doing. So I wanted to talk to you guys about these three things. I'm actually throwing some of this in my water right now because I was running around and didn't get to do that yet. So I'm going to bring on my favorite person, Tanisha Duncan, and she's going to go over some of these things with us. But I'll tell you, like from the get-go, you guys, I'm loving what these products are doing for me and for Kyle and, for some of my friends that are using them and stuff. The testimonials go on and on and on. And so I hope some of you have seen some of that. I'm not really doing too much of that on my page right now, but we will be. And so this is our opportunity to talk about it and kind of share with you guys. So I'm going to bring Tanisha on and we're going to go over those three essentials that are really, really helping me to stay plugged in with my health and my optimal health at that. So, hey, Tanisha.
Hi, how's it going? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's not raining.
I know it was hailing yesterday, which is kind
I
of
saw
crazy
that.
to be hailing at the beach. Very, very interesting. It actually felt like it was like freezing outside. And then the next thing I knew, I was on my walk and it felt like somebody was dumping a bucket of hail balls over my head. It was actually pretty funny. Yeah, it was so funny. But I'm excited for today in this talk that we are going to be sharing with everybody because these essentials that we are going to be talking about are basically the essentials. Yeah, I got mine right here too. They are the essentials that I really began using and incorporating into my body the very moment the supplement line came into my life. So it's really exciting because these are the three keys that really can jumpstart somebody who is just starting from ground zero. So before I get into the product talk, because I'm very education focused, I like to lead with education. It's really important for everybody to understand that the supplements that we are going to be talking about right now are supporting a foundational system within the body. And that foundational system within the body is called the endocannabinoid system. And the endocannabinoid system literally is the largest neurotransmitter network in the body. And its number one job is to literally maintain balance, literally to conduct a balancing act, which in science terms is referred to as homeostasis. Now, if something is too high, if something is too low, what the endocannabinoid system does is it helps to level things out and bring everything back to a state of normal and complete balance. Now, the endocannabinoid system responds to something that you might be familiar with called CBD. And what we are going to be talking about here is not just CBD. It is a CBD that is delivered into the body via absorption. However, we are also not just talking about CBD only. We are talking about some other amazing neuropeptides and neuromodulators. In very simple terms, things that help to support the nervous and the immune system to jumpstart the body. So,
right. That's what I love about how you're able to even help me to learn more about it and stuff. And then in the simple terms, because some of the words that are used are not everyday words. Like I had never heard of the endocannabinoid system, yet we all have one, and even our pets have one. So
exactly.
It's been just really interesting, but I love the way that you do that.
Yeah. So this morning I was on a Zoom at 10 this morning with one of my other amazing business partners, and she's very focused on endocrine support and loves to be able to educate as well. Well, we were on a Zoom with a fertility coach, and this fertility coach actually had shared that, wow, she's been in this industry for quite some time on the hormone side of things, and she has never heard of the endocannabinoid system. And to me, that is like when I'm kind of like screaming inside with excitement, because it's like, yes, this system is here and everybody's been ignoring it. And guess what? This system literally controls every single system, rhythm, and function in your body that keeps you alive, thriving, and well. And when we can access this system maximally, now we have the opportunity to actually make a difference and an impact in our body. So I love that. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. In the simplest ways that people can begin supporting their body, supporting the endocannabinoid system, but also doing a little bit more than that. We're not just going to be talking about CBD today. We're going to be talking about a few other things that are incorporated into these daily essentials that grow someone's health from here to here. And these essentials that I am going to be referring to are basically, you can think of it like your full body reset. You are giving your body the opportunity to fully reset itself and start from ground zero, but with like full speed capacity. So
yeah. And so before we go there, just because I know for myself personally, I was not educated on the difference between CBD, CBN, THC, all of these, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, the cannabinoids, right? Or cannabinoids, and there's all these different things. And to me, because CBD comes from the hemp plant to me was marijuana, and it was like, for me. So what's the difference between, like the THC and the CBD, so that people can kind of grasp that first?
So what we are going to be talking about here is 100% hemp derived CBD. What that means to you, if you are somebody who has a government job, maybe you have some type of work that basically you don't have any open window to risk losing your job, essentially, because gosh, God forbid, consuming something that is marijuana derived would put you at risk for getting fired. That is not this, okay? CBD, the CBD that we are talking about is hemp derived. And you cannot get high from this. There are no psychotropics to this. And if you want to take it a step further, you absolutely can get hemp-derived CBD without any THC whatsoever. So it is still completely possible to get all of the wonderful benefits of CBD without having to use THC. And guess what? No matter what, even if you use the CBD that has the very small legal limit of THC in here, you still cannot get high. So just
awesome. I love that. Just to clarify, because some people are, afraid of that. And for years I was, and, my son tried to educate me on something different, and I just thought he was trying to get away with something, So now I love that we're both on the same level, and that we, can talk to each other in a responsible adult conversation because I'm being educated on it. So
right. Exactly.
Yeah. And so on the 3 essentials that I'm using personally, which one would you say is not your favorite? Because I know there's a lot of favorites, but one that you would say is overall like that first one that people should get if they wanted to try something to make their system, 100%.
So anytime I actually get this question from somebody that I'm speaking with, because I personally love to start people out with these 3 items. Like I mentioned before, these are the full body reset items. I don't like to advocate only one out of these 3. And here's why. And then I will narrow it down to if there were only one. So the body every single day is exposed to mental, emotional, and physical distress. So every single day, our body is literally combating so many different types of stressors and signals, millions a day. And we are basically internally combusting every single day and, moving through the day. And some people are just surviving through the day and some people are thriving through the day, just depending on how they're supporting themselves. When we are exposed to so much stress through the day, when it comes time to go to sleep, well, that sleeping phase of the day, the 24-hour cycle, is that time that our body is supposed to be completely resetting, so that we can wake up feeling alive, alert, and rested. Well, the problem is that majority of people are not reaching that fourth stage of sleep. Most people are not really going into a full sleep recovery. And most people, when they wake up, are actually like just disoriented because they haven't fully recharged. So within this trio, there is a sleep support, which not only just has CBD in it, but it also has other neuromodulators that help to push the body into a state of sleep so that we can achieve that fourth stage of sleep aspect and within our cycle, so that boom, we are waking up and feeling alive, alert, and rested. Now, that's just part one of these three essentials. Part two of these essentials is a brain support. And we've talked about all of these unique individual tinctures and products before on each individual Thursday, but we're going to bring them all together in this live here. So the brain support, which is absolutely essential also for the day, is because of this. Again, when we are combating mental, emotional, and physical distress every single day, our brain, our nervous system is processing so much information at a rapid speed, literally light speed. Our neurons are firing every day. If we are combating emotions and feeling that distress, then what ends up happening is boom, that triggers inflammation in the body, in case you didn't know. How do you know if your nervous system is inflamed? If you didn't know that the nervous system can be inflamed, yes, it can. Also, the immune system can be inflamed. It can. How do you know that? If you're that person who wakes up feeling a little bit foggy in the morning, you're slow to move, maybe you're hyper reactive, maybe you're yawning for the first 2 hours that you're awake and you kind of just feel like you're in that dream state. A lot of people can relate to that. That is an indication that your nervous system is inflamed. So what can you do to support that? Well, your nervous system is connected with the brain. They are one. They are literally together. So Limitless, which is our brain support, I kind of like to refer to it as like coolant for the brain, just like you put coolant into a vehicle. It's like pouring that ice bath over the brain, helping to combat inflammation from overstimulation from the day. Now, you might be that person who's also lacking energy. You're, like I mentioned, slow to move. Maybe your cognition and processing information kind of feels delayed for whatever reason. Maybe you've consumed something, maybe you've been exposed to something and information, and you just can't even process info. This is something that can help to enhance the cognition, to enhance the clarity and the focus of your brain so that you can function better during the day. And it's literally just essential brain food that's in there.
Yeah.
If you are somebody who's watching and you've seen us talk about this, or you want to know more information about what's specifically in there, then definitely make sure to drop that in the comments. That way we know that you'd like more information. We do have very specific info on each of these products that we're talking about, but we are doing a general overview here.
That's what I love too, is that it's not a secret. Like I had mentioned, hey, if you want to know my not so secret thing, is that it's not a secret. It's
right.
It's something that is out there, and the science behind it is there, and it's listed, and we can learn about it, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm just going to Google research it. Okay. When did Google have a science lab? When did that start? Yeah. My phone's like, how can I help you? Anyway, but when did they start to become that? It's like, we need to read those things. And, I always say, and I think you say it as well, as if you don't know the word that we're talking about, then Google it, look it up, see what it means. But I love that we actually do have product information that just lists everything so that we can do that research and see what we can use that for. How is
Yeah.
that going to help our system, instead of just seeing a clever marketing commercial or something and just be like, oh, well, I don't know, Brad Pitt or somebody is
Hmm.
advocating this product, which they all get paid to do
Hmm.
handsomely for commercials. And it's like, just because they're doing it, like they might not even be taking it. So for
Yeah,
me, it's like all about things I personally take and
totally.
personally learn about. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all about that. So with that brain support, that is actually going to be really, really key, especially if you're a fast-paced moving person who just likes to be active. Maybe you've got kids, and it is in this cocktail right here. It is part of what makes it yellow. The other support that is a part of this trio, it's called CBD Daily. Yes, it is CBD that connects in with the endocannabinoid system, but what makes it very unique as well is the curcumin in there. Now, we've talked about this before, all of the wonderful benefits of CBD, of curcumin, but the point that we want to drive in with the CBD aspect is that we are supporting the endocannabinoid system at best. And at the same time, we are enhancing its benefit with this amazing super antioxidant. When somebody is tying in all three of these basics from the very beginning, and that's all they're doing, if that's all they are literally implementing into their life, aside from obviously making healthier food choices, this person is giving their body the opportunity, like I said before, to reset. This is the foundational three that I began with. I basically was able to take a 15-year challenge of health issues in the menstrual health department and started using these. And all of a sudden, that 15 years of challenges kind of just stopped.
So crazy.
So, which is crazy. And it just validates, again, from this experience here, that the endocannabinoid system is so critical that we absolutely do need to be supporting it. And at the same time, supporting our sleep cycles and supporting our brain so that everything can communicate together in unison and basically be this amazing symphony from an orchestra, your orchestra being the receptors and the symphony being the changes that are happening so that, we as a conductor are facilitating health. And that is just so, so important. Now, if I could choose one, it's
It's
like,
so hard.
yeah, it is. But, I have to say it would come down to a toss up between the two. The first one for me that I would advocate for somebody to be on would be sleep. And that sleep tincture very specifically is because if we're not getting sleep, we're not allowing our body an opportunity to truly reset. Without sleep, we can't function. If we don't sleep, guess what? We basically open the door to a lot of disorder. And I was even reading an article from a sleep journal that noted that if somebody is getting inadequate amounts of sleep and hindered sleep on a consistent and regular basis, what that means is meaning somebody is waking up multiple times in the night. If they are not getting consistent sleep, maybe multiple times a week, which is very, very common, right off the bat, the list of 15 health disorders opens up.
So crazy.
That's crazy.
Insane.
And on that list was heart health. So if you think about it, wow, yes, sleep is pretty essential. Now, if you're that person who, again, has had a hard time sleeping and you're supporting your sleep, but now we know if we don't sleep, we definitely don't have energy the next day. And that's really where Limitless comes in, because Limitless as a brain support really helps to boost the body and boost the brain, giving the body that energy that it needs to be able to function and operate through the day so that it can have a bit more of an equipped navigational skill and art and just delegation for what you need to
Yeah.
do in the day for your body.
Yeah. And I
So,
think a lot of my friends, there's a lot going on, right?
mhm,
There's the world things that are going on. There are, moms that are having to juggle and figure out how to school their children now and how
yeah,
to still have a
yeah,
job and still go to work and, all of the things. And even for some, like myself that are doing at-home businesses and such,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much excitement right now, and there's so many things that are building up that gets us are going. Like my
Yeah.
mind's just going all the
Yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
so for me, that was literally the first thing that I tried was the sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing because I could sleep 9 hours. I don't have a problem sleeping,
Yeah.
but the quality of sleep. So I would sleep 9 hours, but I was getting up a million times at night and not being able to fall asleep again
Mm-hmm.
for like
Mm-hmm.
at least half hour to an hour. I
Mm-hmm.
was waking up looking like a hot mess, you
Yeah.
know. And that's the other thing too, like the skin, what your skin is doing and repairing itself during those sleep times. So getting that quality sleep for me like meant everything because I had never had such a deep sleep. And
Mm-hmm.
so for us in our household, it's just kind of like a thing.
Yeah.
We take it and we know we're going to be so well rested, and then we get up in the morning. And even if something happens in the meantime, we have 3 dogs. If somebody's sick or something happens,
Yeah.
I'm not dead to the world, but I
Sure.
can
Yeah.
get back to sleep right away. And so that was my favorite at
Yeah.
first.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's interesting, and I know that it was not on our list of topics today to talk about very specifically this product that I am going to talk about, but I had actually gotten a message from somebody who had the sleep tincture. This was like, I think maybe almost 3 weeks ago now. And she actually was not having success with it. And I always love sharing the realistic expectation with people. Like, look, like if you've been struggling with sleep for a really, really long time, you should have a realistic expectation that your body's going to need a little bit of reprogramming before it can start doing what it needs to do. And this person had not gotten her sleep tincture from me. So, again, reiterating, setting the proper expectation from the very beginning. And I had recommended to her, why don't you try incorporating the CBD gummies with your sleep hygiene protocol? And there is, just so that you guys know, sleep hygiene, if you never heard of that, sleep hygiene is a thing. And sleep hygiene is all of the practices that you incorporate to promote proper sleep, just so that you know that. So I wanted to test out this recommendation that I had given her because I had heard that people were having a lot of great success with it. I've never had a sleeping issue, so it's kind of hard for me to compare, or I thought it was going to be hard for me to compare, but I just thought, okay, let me go ahead and try this, because with the sleep tincture, every night I take 5 drops, it knocks me out. I have amazing, incredible sleep. With this, I took 2 gummies before bed with my same 5 drops of the sleep tincture, and holy, it was a whole different experience of waking up even earlier, actually, because my body was able to facilitate the process of true deep sleep. Not that I wasn't sleeping before, because I was, but this kind of just took it to a whole different depth. And now the 2 gummies with my sleep tincture is my health hygiene protocol for
I
sleep.
love that. I'm going to have
Yeah.
to try that
Yeah,
because,
it's
yeah,
amazing.
I need to
It's
get up earlier. Like, I don't have to get up at a certain time. So generally, I just kind of keep myself in bed till like
mhm,
7 so that
mhm.
the dogs don't,
Yeah.
wake everybody else up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be so much more helpful to get up early in the morning and feel like that. So I'm going to try that. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's actually really amazing. What I've noticed for anybody that maybe might struggle with menstrual health, for example, to the degree that I have for my life, waking up puffy is a thing. And granted, a lot of women wake up puffy, but waking up puffy with the emphasis is a thing. And it can take a while to depuff. Um, but what's interesting is that as I've really worked on my sleep hygiene in the past year and a half, I've been able to see and notice that, wow, okay, yeah, cool. I'm not as puffy because my body is resetting more, while I'm sleeping. But I will say that incorporating the gummies and the sleep tincture, because I am achieving such a deep level of sleep and rest and restoration, I'm not waking up as puffy, which tells me that my body had more room to expand in its recovery process during sleep. So
Okay.
it's a pretty fascinating thing. Like if you can reverse engineer your health, you can really like see what is
Yeah.
actually taking
I
place.
think that's what we failed to do is pay attention to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and to our bodies. We're so
Yeah.
busy with work
Yeah.
and the things we have to do in life that we don't take time for ourselves. We don't take
Yeah.
time to figure out what we're going to eat,
Mm-hmm.
why we're eating
Mm-hmm.
that, because even the last 3 years going through this program and going through learning how to eat and
Mm-hmm.
sustain that,
Mm-hmm.
for me, there are still things that blow me up. There are still things that make me super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I had some turkey and like a piece of string cheese kind of later than I should have the other night. I woke up on Sunday morning and could not put on my wedding ring. I was so bloated from the sodium that I didn't pay attention to that was in this turkey. And I was like, oh my gosh, how stupid. But we really have to take time to think about those things, what we're putting in our body,
Mm-hmm.
and how it's affecting our bodies. Are we
Yeah.
bloated? Should we
Yeah.
be bloated ever? No.
Yeah.
If you're eating right and you're taking care of your body, you shouldn't feel that bloat. But other things like the stressors and the inflammation
There's a
are going
lot
to
of
do
things,
that.
that just really disrupt the body's real rhythm. We
Yeah.
should not, we actually shouldn't even need to be paying attention to foods like that. We shouldn't have a list of trigger foods at all. But because of the world that we live in, on a mental, emotional, and physical standpoint, that's just kind of, what happens. Like I've always dealt with swelling and lymphatic, backup and edema, like that has just been my life. But that has really catapulted me into, my specific area of study and passion, and being able to help inspire people like, hey, you don't need to do that. You need to do this and support this. And here's a shortcut. If you do it, you'll transform your life. But so many people, it's just like, hello, are you in there? So here we are waking everybody up.
Yeah. So, okay. So we could talk about these three things forever and ever because there's so much
We could.
goodness to them. So, what I'm going to do is for anybody who stayed on watching, I want to do a little thing, and I don't know if I should say it because, Facebook is weird about that word, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do want to be able to give y'all a present, so to speak, and have you guys try these things out. And so now I had our limitless sample. Where's my camera? There it is. Our limitless sample. I don't have my little sample size, but the sleep as well as the daily. So you guys, here's what I am asking you to do. If you heard anything during this live that you think or know someone else needs to know, please tag 3 people or share this, and I will put your name into the bucket of goodness. And then I'm going to pull some names and do some freebie gifts for
Right
these
on.
3 items because I think it's so important, especially to just get people to start out, get their system balanced out, feel better, and learn more about these products. So
Yep.
if you guys can do that, tag some people, tag at least 3 people, and or share the video on your personal page. And then I will see that and I will be able to put your name down. So, and comment below and let me know that you've done that so that I can get them in there.
Who doesn't want an opportunity to experience a little taste of what it could be like to feel better? I know plenty of people who, post every single day on Facebook of some type of complaint about this or that in life, their work, whatever that is. And, being on the other side in the health space, not going to lie, you guys, it's like, you guys can do something about it if you want to. And you guys just have to make that choice. I speak with women every single day and men too, but I will say mostly women who are basically taking life by the horns in their health and in their business and doing something about it. And at the end of the day, it's always going to be up to us to follow through on ourselves to make it happen, whatever it is that we're looking to create for ourselves. And it starts with your health.
Yep. So with that, we're going to sign off. Thank you guys for watching. We went a little bit longer today than normal, but it is so good. And I hope you guys are learning from it. So tag, share, and we will get you guys some samples.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy
Bye,
Thursday.
everybody.